Hello everyone and welcome to an incredible game from the Polish League. It was round 5 and it is Pentala Harikrishna versus Vasyl Ivanchuk, and it's a game I really wanted to show for a couple of days now, but the position in question is so complicated I just had to keep the engine running for a few days in order to truly crunch the numbers. I am exaggerating a little bit as usual, but not by much. So let's check it out. If you're interested only in the position, you can go to that moment, but it's it's main theory and then the position in question. So I urge you to check it out, especially if you play the Slav defense or play against the Slav defense. You will learn to avoid this in your own games because it could happen. So d4 by Harikrishna, we have d5 by Vasyl, c4 going for the Queen's Gambit, and Vasyl declines it by going for the Slav defense. We have knight to c3, knight to f6, and now c captures on d5. This is the main move. We have bishop to f4, knight to c6, and d3. So every move is a top move that current theory supports. a6, and now bishop to d3 is the main line. Bishop to e2, okay, the third most popular option. We have bishop to f5, knight to f3, and now pawn to e6. So the bishop is out of the cage. You're gonna close the light squares. We have queen to b3, putting pressure on b7, and rook to a7. Looks weird, but again, it is the top move everyone plays here. We have knight to e5, knight captures on e5, bishop captures, and knight to d7, attacking the bishop. Now, sometimes people just continue developing. Rook c1. You could also move the bishop back to g3. Pentala castles, and now known moves are knight captures on e5 and also queen to b6, offering a queen trade is a known move. But here Ivanchuk plays pawn to b5, and it is now already as of move 12 that we have a completely new game. And now look at this: rook f to d1, queen to a8, very nicely putting the queen on this long diagonal, and now rook a to c1. We have knight captures on e5, d captures, and bishop to e7. Here Ivanchuk prepares the castle, but Harikrishna stops him, and he plays knight captures on b5. And okay, Ivanchuk's been playing this opening his entire life, and nothing really new happened here, nothing weird is happening. It's just a piece sacrifice that should not exist. But okay, you're getting 2 pawns for the piece, so maybe that in itself can justify the sacrifice. You will have the 2 connected pass pawns on the queen side, and you know, maybe if black plays a perfect game, you're not gonna win, but you have good chances. So a captures on b5, bishop captures on b5, and king to f8. So okay, Vasyl also loses castling privileges, but look at this. Now Pentala Harikrishna plays bishop to c6, and it was in this position on move 18 that Vasyl Ivanchuk resigned the game, as seemingly there is nothing more to be done here. And what's even weirder, okay, Harikrishna spent a little bit more time. This is a classical game. He had some 47 minutes on the clock. Ivanchuk had over an hour. He had an hour and 15 minutes on the clock. So he basically spent no time getting to this position. But now after this piece sacrifice by Harikrishna and seemingly him losing a lot more material, he decided to resign. Now, it's not clear why, but okay, we could show. You cannot go to b8. Okay, that square is not available for the queen. You cannot go to e8. That square is covered by the bishop. So what can you do? You can play queen to c8 or queen to d8. Queen to c8 isn't that spectacular because you align the queen with the rook on c1. So just bishop to b7 attacks the queen, and next move rook to c8 is coming. You will lose the queen, and even if you play queen to d7, okay, your queen will not get skewered. Still rook to c8 check, and after bishop to d8, there's a queen to b4 with check, and after king to e8, there's bishop to c6, and you lose your queen. So you can't do that. And if you go king to g8, then comes an even more terrifying move, and that is queen to d6, and that's all there is. There's no way to save this. If you capture the queen, it's not great. Just e captures, and you cannot defend the bishop, and also checkmate is being threatened, so you're gonna suffer severe material loss here. You're gonna have to make some room for your king. You're gonna lose the bishop. After king g7, rook captures on h8, king captures, or you capture here, but I mean nothing is really worth it. Now d7, and you cannot stop promotion. So you are dead lost here if after bishop to c6 you play queen to c8. So you cannot go queen to b8. You cannot cannot go queen to c8, you cannot go queen to e8. Only move that remains is queen to d8. So surely a player of Ivanchuk's caliber would consider queen to d8. The problem is, even if you consider queen to d8, it's still lost for white, unless you find one very specific move that comes after a lot of moves have been played. So I'm going to show you what this means. Bishop to b7. Okay, everyone sees this. So of course, we want to win the black queen. You have to play queen to a5. And now, after bishop rook to c8 with check, you have to block with the bishop. Okay, bishop to d8. So everyone sees this. This is not a problem. Ivanchuk probably saw all of this in a fraction of a second because he's just that good. But now comes bishop to a6. Now you're clearing the b file for the queen to reach the b8 square. And now how do you stop just the rook captures on d8? Well, you play rook captures on a6, and after queen to b8, now threatening rook captures on d8, you play king to e7, and now after queen to b7 check and king to e8, you play rook d to c1. Now with some terrible threats of rook captures on d8, then the other rook comes up the board and wins the queen, or even more plainly just rook captures on d8 followed by queen captures on a6. And there is one move here that you had to see all the way back when you played queen to d8 in order to realize that this is actually playable, and I'm not going to show it to you. I'm actually going to ask you to pause the video here and try to find this move, because I'm asking you to find it from this position, not from the position where Ivanchuk resigned. So feel free to pause the video and try to find the absolute strongest move for black while I give you a couple of seconds. So for those of you who were able to do it, congratulations. I just don't believe you. I do not believe you found this move. It's probably maybe the first or the second time since I've been making videos that I do not believe anyone found this move. But if you actually found it, then you have bragging rights. And if anyone tells you you're not a great chess player, you just show them this video and tell them I found this move. The move in question is bishop to c2. This is the move that you had to find in order to actually continue playing this game from the position where Vasyl resigned. Now, some people wouldn't resign. Some people would, okay, show me the win, show me that you have everything worked out, but not Ivanchuk. Ivanchuk is a gentleman, and because he didn't see bishop to c2 in the position where he resigned, he thought there is nothing and it's best to resign, be a true gentleman of chess. Now, the reason why bishop to c2 is so powerful is that you disconnected the white rooks and you cannot capture the bishop. If you capture with this rook, then you get checkmated. Queen to e1 is checkmate. So obviously, we're going to try capturing with the other rook. But if you capture with the other rook, bear in mind, black is still up a full bishop. So now you simply have to trade queen b6. And now after the queen moves, you're going to play rook to a7. And there's no way for white to continue the attack. Once white makes a few moves, because there's nothing forcing here, you will play king e7. And now, once a move is made, because white has no more attacking moves, you will play rook to e8. You will play king to f8. You will have successfully artificially castled kingside. And there is nothing more to worry about. So you're just going to be up a piece, and that's it. So after bishop to c2, the only move that keeps the tension for white is queen to b8, but it doesn't do a lot. Now black plays pawn to d4. And this is, to see bishop to c2 in combination with pawn to d4, which frees up the e4 square, so the bishop controls a8, so you can play rook to a8. I'm not exaggerating when I said that no one finds this. Like, no one finds this. Even the great Vasyl Ivanchuk, who, if you said that there's a position that no one can solve, that the engine cannot solve, that Magnus cannot solve, I would say give it to Vasyl Ivanchuk. He will find it. On a good day, Vasyl will find such a move, but obviously this was not a good day for Vasyl Ivanchuk. And the problem is now, let's say you play rook captures on d8. Again, you're down material. You can't go for this. If queen captures on d8, yes, you can go queen to b5 with check. You will pick up the rook here. After king f8, queen captures on a6, but it's not a problem. Pawn to d3. And you're down a bishop. Black has a passed pawn already, ready to go to d2. There's no coming back from this. So after d4, you're gonna have to play e captures on d4. It's not an attractive move, but it's the best white has. And now bishop to e4, and now once this rook lands on a8, that's it for white. The attack has completely evaporated. White will of course throw in a nice b4 because it's the strongest move, and after queen to d5, you have to keep defending the bishop here. There is nothing better. Rook to a8 is coming. You have to trade here. Rook captures, queen captures, and after rook to c8, winning the black queen, you don't care. King to d7. Now you force white to take your queen, and after rook captures on d8, rook captures on d8, and queen to b5 check, nicely connecting with the rook on a6. You just move the rook to c6 where it's defended, and you have two rooks and a bishop for a queen. You are objectively completely winning. So yeah, I know that from this position, from bishop to c6, where Vasyl resigned the game on move 18, to this position, this is move 31, so you would have to see some 12, 13 moves in advance, but they're not just any moves. They're moves that, okay, you could find this, you could find this, you could find this, but then even finding this bishop to c2 move, incredible. Then finding d4, freeing up e4 for the bishop, controlling a8, and all of that, and you still have to give up your queen, but in the end, after rook to c6, your position will be completely winning. So absolutely incredible, and like I said, it's of course not taking anything away from Pentala Harikrishna. He crushed Vasyl Ivanchuk in 18 moves, and it's, I mean, he is one of the strongest players who never became world champion. Everyone knows that. He was the fear of the entire chess world when he was young. He's now, I believe, 54 years of age. When he was like 20. If he said across to you, it doesn't matter if you were Karpov, if you were Kasparov, you feared for your life. And even today, he can play a brilliant game, but here he just didn't want to continue. He just didn't want to, okay, show me how you beat me. He didn't find, I believe, I have no idea, I believe that he didn't find the bishop to c2 move because he just didn't invest enough time. He didn't waste any time at all for this game. He wasted 15 minutes. He still had an hour and 15 minutes when he resigned in this position, which is it just makes me very sad because, guys, how much I love Vasyl Ivanchuk, and if anyone should tackle this position, it is definitely him, and he would find all of this over the board. He would find all of this blindfold, but for some reason this was not his day. So yeah. That's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Basically, a miniature of 18 moves where Harikrishna just crushed Vasyl Ivanchuk with a piece sacrifice for 2 pawns that objectively doesn't do much, but it caught him by surprise. He saw that, okay, no moves can be played here, nothing really works, and he just decided to resign. But yeah, if you play the Slav, if you play against the Slav, maybe someone tries this against you, or you might try something like this against someone. If it's a bullet or blitz, you might get away with this with white, but this was classical and he got away with it. So you can play this, and if you don't know it, people will play it against you, as that's usually how it works. So yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry about taking me a few days to cover this, but a lot is happening in the world, and also the engine really needed to crunch that position. It's not an easy position to crunch even for an engine. So yeah, once again, really hope you enjoyed it. I would like to thank Sažidar Piturapu, Osa Treat, Helge Matrich, Jaylene Sutton, and GroznyChessFestival.org.gg from 15th to 21st of October 2023 for your contribution to my channel. Thank you a lot, I really appreciate it. As usual, you can check 2 of my previous videos here. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you soon, continuing to check up on your wonderful suggestions and whatever else happens in the chess world. So thank you all. I will see you soon, and have an excellent rest of your day. And once again, the biggest of high fives if you found bishop to c2. See you soon.